Nalaar, an 11-year-old living on Kaladesh. You chafe at the prospect of spending your life as an inventor, building things for proper society. You prefer taking things apart, often with your fists. You know that tinkering is not for you. You just want to find a way to be yourself. You find yourself... Oh, wait, no. Let's start this first. You find yourself in a long series of scrapes with the local authorities of Kaladesh who don't understand you. This time, however, something unexpected happens. When they corner you, fire spontaneously erupts from your hands. Now, what will you do? Yes, this hand will work. Mountain, rise, mountains. The Sellsword Brute, dealing 2 damage to them if it dies. Young Pyromancer. Another mountain. And the Thopter Engineer. Ah. Well. Very haste-driven deck. I block to deal 2 damage directly to you. Rise, mountain! Chandra's Phoenix. With haste. A direct attack, which will not be blocked. That thing flying and haste? Oh, yes. Now, let's see what you have in store for me. 2 damage, which is nothing. Aeronaut Tinkerer has flying as long as another artifact is controlled. Well. Fire Fiend Elemental. And both will attack. There. creature has become renowned. Now, let us see. A scrapyard mongrel! Ooh, God, that's painful. I wonder if I'll ever get a spell. Sure.
Some spells and abilities let you spend any amount of mana. A spell that has X in its mana cost lets you choose any value for X. To complete this skill quest, survive your opponent.
All right. Now, Pyre Charger. And 9 damage from a single attack of the Pyre Charger. And that's a dead robot.
Spell.
Hi, Ichi. Now, Fire Elemental. Attack. Why can't I choose what to... Is that a setting? Order blockers automatically. No! Never do that. Thank you. Resume. Oh dear. And they still have haste. Fire Fiend Elemental. Attack. Yeah. That is the best way to do it. So. Oh, that's not good. Now, what can we do? Dealing 10 damage with just those mongrels. But what can we do? Well, a Pyre Charger. I lose. Which just means we have to try again. Not a huge fan of this hand. Less of a fan of this one. And this one. And this one. And this one. And this one. Just nothing good in any of those hands. Nothing I could even come close to using. Chandra's first deck is not very good. And now, Artificers. This is when I will succeed. Oh, yes. One more. Wow, it's the exact same hand. Well. I at least have a bit of creature removal this time. I summon the Pyre Charger. And he will attack. Now, as long as I continue drawing mana, the Sellsword Brute. Wow. Mountain. Fiery Impulse. And now Pyre Charger. Power yourself up. And attack! Another Thopter Engineer. They do work well for you. Oh, yes, they do. Now, Mountain. And the Young Pyromancer. Attack! Pyre Charger. There. I lose my charger, but you lose something as well. Your ability to give your creatures haste. Well, damn! That's bad. Now, what can I do? Ah, Fiery Impulse. Two, dealing 2. Oh, actually, no. And then the Fiery Impulse to deal 3. Very good. Now let's see what you do with that. Ah. Another one of those Thopters. I hate Thopters. Oh, now let us see. Ah, the Fire Fiend Elemental. Fire Fiend Elemental attacks. Now, what happens here? Well. Rise, Mountain! Chandra's Fury! Removing at least the card that I need removed. Now I'll take 4 damage here. But what shall I do next? The Fire Elemental in my hand would allow us to come back. Oh yes. Fire Elemental. That is the best bet we have. Ah, another Gear Crafter. Well. What do we have here? Mountain! Now, attack with the Fire Elemental. Not so good for me there. But what shall you do? Yes. Block that. Or don't. Or don't. Well, problematic. Very, very problematic for me. I need something different. What will you give me? The game gave me nothing. And I, in fact, cannot win again. Chandra's deck is terrible. Let's try again. Now, let's see. Yes. The game attempts to mana screw me with every other attempt. Let's try something that may not. Oh, perfect. Summon the young Pyromancer. A Sellsword Brute. Rise Mountain and Fiery Impulse. Very cool. Attack! Fiery Pyromancer. Young Pyromancer. All Pyromancers are fiery! Now, what do we got? What do we got? Thopter Engineer. Well, actually, that's going to go really well. For me. Not for you, but for me. Because in a moment, you will have no creatures again. And I will have 4. Flames of the Firebrand. Dealing 2 damage, as well as removing that from the field. And now Fiery Impulse. For another elemental, and removing your Thopter Engineer. And now, attack! Now let us see what you have in store. Another Thopter Engineer. Very creative. All right. More mountains. Fantastic. I will not attack this turn. Not that I don't want to attack this turn, but losing these elementals at this moment would not do anything useful for us. No. What we need is something a bit more aggressive. Also for that to not be here. Ah, something like this. Chandra's Phoenix. Now, I think skip the attack this turn. Ah. Now. And yes. And lower the damage I'll take from that. In fact, remove that from being a threat. Oh, really? Great. That's unfair. That's completely unfair. No! Destroys both of them. What can I do? Nothing when the game gives me nothing but fucking mountains. Thank you, game, for the mountains. Now give me something I can use. Oh dear. What will I get? It's going to take something very powerful. That is not it. God damn! Game! Stop fucking me! You bastard! Chandra's deck is the worst I've run into this entire game.